Hey everyone, so how do you say Google in Chinese? Well, some investors say, you know what, it's a very simple answer, Baidu. The Chinese search giant is set to report earnings in just a few minutes, and we've got 3 ways to trade it. You can still trade it before that closing bell goes off. We've got Todd Schoenberger of Landcolt Trading. He's watching the fundamentals for us. Matt Shapiro today of MWS Capital has your technical take. Scott Bauer is back with of SIB Equity. He's got the options trade. Good to see all you guys. Todd, you say not so good in the near term, but you like it long term. Explain what you mean.
That's right, Trish. Well, look, the stock was up 20% last year. It's up another 20% year to date. I just believe you're going to have a bit of a relief on this play right now, and you could probably buy this stock. It's going to dip down. Historically, it's shown that it actually has trended lower after those earnings releases. However, for the long term, for the investor, it's a great product. They have 85% market share. 40+% on the profit margins. It's a wonderful product, and they're in a wonderful country, actually.
You know, they are. You know, this is a stock, Scott Bauer, that's up 20% so far year to date. How much more room does it really have?
You know, this thing's on a roll, and like Todd just said, with the 20% that we've seen this year, you got to ride the momentum. Going into earnings after the close today, I would not touch February options because they expire tomorrow. But what I would do is buy the March 145, 155 call spread. That gives me time to see this stock rally through up to 165, which is the 52-week high. If we get anything near the whisper number today, which I think is 96 cents, and any sort of decent guidance, which they have guided 80% of the time much higher, that thing's going to blow right up to 165.
Okay, so I'm hearing a couple different things here from Todd and from Scott. Todd doesn't like it in the short term. He likes it long term. Not quite the same with you, Scott. You like it no matter what. I want Matt to break it down for us from the technical perspective. Can we figure out what these guys are saying? Is there any middle ground?
Well, there really is a middle ground. I actually like Todd's fundamental take, and I like Scott's enthusiasm. The stock's had a range of a 120 low, and it's sitting at about 140, and I like Scott's play for the long because the volatility is not really that high. In March, it's only looking at about an 11% move, and I think this earnings tonight is going to be, for me, one of my most anticipated since Apple. If they hit, say, $1, this stock could take off. So you could do an even more aggressive March options play by buying the 160 call and selling 2 downside puts for $1 credit. You're willing to get long this great stock, as Todd says, down at 120, and be ready for a liftoff if they hit this number. All
right, but you know, Scott was saying whisper number at 96 cents a share. Matt, you've bumped it all the way up to $1. Todd, fundamental perspective here. Any chance we're going to see anything near these numbers?
No, I think we will. I mean, we should easily beat the 91 cents on the consensus. However, if you look at the stock, it's run up quite a bit before this. I think this is what's expected.
It's built in then.
Right, it's already built in right now, so you probably could buy these shares at a discount. Moving forward there, let's not forget we have a Facebook IPO out there. There is that halo effect, so you're going to see a rise in the entire sector probably over the next spring, over the spring and the summer. Obviously, Baidu will benefit from that.
But, you know, we're talking fundamentals here, so I got to ask you, we're talking about a potential slowdown in China. We're talking about inflation issues in China. How does this play out for this company?
Look, you have a you look at any of these countries, with India or China or any of them, they're former underdeveloped countries are now economic superpowers. So if you're going to tell me they're slowing down from 8.5% to 5.5%, it's still a great growth rate, Trish. And the way I see that, Baidu is one of those beneficiaries.
Okay, Scott, you're shaking your head. Yes, you're agreeing with that. You like the growth rate on this one.
And one point, and keep this in mind, Baidu typically has come out with their earnings about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They delayed them this year purposely to get through the Chinese New Year because they want to make a splash. I'm telling you, they did that for a reason. They're going to come out with some blowout number. I'm looking big time upside here.
Matt, and so are you. I mean, hey, I think all of you have come to the agreement that this, at least long term, is very much a good play. I know, Scott, you're worried about it for traders in the near term because you're not as optimistic as Matt and Scott, but hey.
That's right.
All around, okay. All around good stuff.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And, of course, we're going to get those numbers coming out in the next few minutes, and we'll be bringing those all to you. Here is the cheat sheet right now on Baidu. Todd Schoenberger says traders should sell, at least in the near term, but he likes it long term. Matt Shapiro, he's seen a volatile chart where weak results will be punished, but he doesn't think we're going to get weak results. He thinks you could even see earnings of $1 a share. And Scott Bauer has a very bullish trade, expects blowout earnings, and is preparing for that.